I'm just gonna go straight to it. So right now, I am showing you what you're seeing on the screen is finally get the clarity you've been praying for. And so discover your God-given assignment, choose your niche, and build a faith-aligned business you can launch all in under 60 minutes. So this will be the condensed version. I'm going to come and create another video where I will show the case study and we're going to test the system that I've created for you guys to be able to help you find clarity. You don't want to go to next year without clarity, without knowing how you can monetize the gift that God has given you. I love a verse in the book of Matthew where these servants were given talents and they immediately went to the marketplace. Multiplication happens in the marketplace. They knew how to market the gift that God had given you. And so this allows you to just at least have the clarity of what your offer is. And then you can be able and go monetize that thing. People don't buy confusion. People don't buy chaos. They buy clarity. And so you need to be very clear on what you are called to serve. And it has to be one thing, solving one problem to one specific client and within the shortest amount of time so that you can start creating social proof, because people enjoy reviews. People want to know that you can actually do what you're saying you can do. And so at the end of this video, you should be able to come up with this. This is the end goal. You'll have a 2026 goal with projections. You'll have your foundation and awareness. So this is mostly like the courses that you'll be offering. You'll have your initial offer. And this is how it flows. You have your initial offers. People know you with one thing. One thing. Like if you talk about Michael Jordan, you know basketball. But after basketball, he had a shoe brand, he had businesses and investments. And so you want to layer it out like that, but you want to first be known for the one thing. And so this clarity this clarity coach is going to help you identify your one thing, okay? So here we just started with like the projections, how much you want to earn using your gift. Again, we are taking it to the marketplace and multiplication again happens there. And so here you have your quarterly projections. So this is a real client, just altering the name, and these were her numbers. This is what was her faith goal for 2026, okay? I just want to show you what the table of content, okay? So you'll have a brand essence. That's the first thing it's going to do. This is a 90-page document. So, and this is exactly what I go through with my client. And I'm going to show you the tool that will help you get here. There are a series of steps that you need to take before you get here. And so I will be laying that out. And then in the next video, I'll actually go step by step and show you exactly how to use the tool. And you'll be able to see live the results that it produces, okay? You'll know your purpose. We will come up with your original story, okay? People buy into stories. People remember stories. They remember how you make them feel, okay? So even as we're coming up with this product, it's not the product that's going to, people are not going to buy the product. They're going to buy the transformation that the product produces. So you need to be able to know that we need to connect this product with the story. And that's why, and again, I'm getting ahead of myself. We'll go through a series of questions, brand strategy questions that will dig deep and kind of find your why, find your purpose. The thing with purpose, you cannot connect it looking forward. You always have to look back and see where God has brought you from. The same as Moses, God made him remember where he took him from. And so he knew what these guys were going through. He was part of understanding the systems, the oppressive systems that were created in Egypt. And so he was the most qualified person to go get those children out of slavery. And so we'll talk about your core values, your competitive and category positioning. You want to know how to differentiate yourself. And so you want to know what your competitors are doing once you identify your why, okay? We'll go through brand pillars. And again, these things might sound technical, but when we get into them, you'll understand what they are. This is what brings clarity. That way you're not trying to create everything that you're seeing online. You are borrowing inspiration, but you have your message. Okay, so you might find something that is trending, but then you don't create that because it doesn't align with your message, doesn't align, it doesn't attract the people that you're trying to attract. Again, you can create a viral video and it might go viral, but you might be attracting the wrong people who are never going to buy your product. And so we want to take those concepts and come and go back to our message and see how we can use that framework to reach out to our audience, okay? Then we'll do like a deep dive on your avatar or your ICP. You need to know your customer. You need to know them better than they even know themselves. You need to know what they're thinking, how their dreams, their desires, their frustrations, their pain, so that you can be able to create a product that solves their problem. Once you help them understand, or once they see you as a subject expert, and the way to do that is through your story. You want to relate with them. You want to show them that you used to be them. And so sometimes the best avatar or your best customer is you 5 years ago, because you know the pain, you know the desires that you had, you know the dreams that you had. And please don't disqualify yourself because you're in the wilderness like Moses. There is so much that God has pulled you from. And so there is something, there is that one thing that you can go back and rescue somebody from. And I promise you, they will pay you for value, for the transformation that you would have caused in their life, okay? Here, I was getting ahead of myself. Here is the transformational promise, the brand architect, and market opportunities, okay? So we are not just gonna say like, oh, you're really good at this. We're gonna look at the market opportunities that are available so that we can be able to strategically position you in such a way that you can create a product that causes transformation, okay? So again, the component will go through the 3 ideal client avatars, the offer architect, email sequences. It's gonna write emails that align with your product and your services, and these are really good to kind of warm up your audience. Sometimes your audience does not even know that they have a problem, so you want to create an awareness. You want to create an awareness like, hey, by the way, you're going through something and I see it because I used to experience that. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh wow, they know me, they're using the words that I use to describe the pain that I'm experiencing. And so then in the next level you'll be like, okay, I have the solution. So there are people who are problem aware, but they don't know that there's a solution. And so you offer your product as a solution to the problem, but you never market your product. You offer that transformation. You tell them, I see you and I have a solution. And then the next layer is where you get into podcasting and YouTube. And we'll be talking more about this because you can build more trust when somebody sits down and watches you for an hour, as opposed to like a reel on Instagram that has to be like 7 seconds. You know, people have been trying to use carousels to be able to, you know, stop the scroll, and people stop and they're able to scroll like this, and you can be able to build trust. So carousels are really good on IG. By YouTube, having a podcast, and people listening to podcasts more than ever on YouTube. And so being able to leverage YouTube to be able to build that trust, to build, like if you sit down with me now as I'm sharing this, you'll be able to feel my heart, feel my passion in this. And if I continue to create content like this, you'll end up liking me. You have, before somebody buys from you, they have to know you, they have to like you, and they have to trust you. And there's no other place that I know that you can be able to do that other than YouTube. Okay, so again, I was sharing the process of the email sequences. They warm up your audience. So email sequences is also another place, yeah, where you warm up your audience. You help them understand that they have a problem, that you have a solution, and you are the key person that's going to help them with that transformational journey, because you're using your story to show them that you were once in the situation that they are in. And right now, it's not perfect. It's not perfect. You're not in the promised land. And that's why I'm saying you can't disqualify yourself, but you can at least pull them out from where they are as you lead them. You're always ahead of the, a few steps ahead, because God gave you that dream. God gave you that assignment. And so you lead them. And again, we'll talk about it in another day, another time. Once God trusts you as a leader, you need to be very careful of your character, because your character will sabotage you actually seeing the promised land that you're promising these people to take them, as God has promised you to go tell them that they're going to go to the promised land. Again, Moses got in trouble. Instead of speaking to the rock, he struck the rock twice. This was not a one isolated incident. He was tired of these complaining people. And so we'll get deeper into these things, because I don't want you to be discouraged by pursuing your call, because it's going to get hard before it gets easy. And God will be testing your character. If you remember when in Exodus 6, Moses was given an assignment. Immediately he started having excuses like, oh, I can't speak. Oh, I don't know what. God was like, okay, I'm going to give you a brother and you're going to go with your brother, but you're still going to go. You're still going to obey, And then he came back and was like, man, Pharaoh's heart has been hardened. And to make it worse, you are making Pharaoh's heart hard. And so it's like asking, and to make it even worse, the children that you're calling me to go tell them like, come out of slavery, God has something better for them. They're like, you leave us here. At least we have food and shelter. What is this promised land, milk and honey that you're promising us? And we have to go through the wilderness. We know the route that you're about to take us. Like, we're going to die in the wilderness. So they were like, no, they were not motivated. And so I just want to encourage you that this assignment is it's more for you. It's more to build your character, to build you from the inside out, and to know this is a mission. This is not just something that you're going to just make money out of. Money is the fruit of your obedience. You have an assignment. So more than just working your 9 to 5, you need to make sure that you know your assignment. And this is my whole passion and goal, is to be able to do this for you guys. And so again, I just want to stop here. But this is exactly what you're going to go through. In the next video, I'm going to show it to you. I have to go see a client real quick. But this is what you're going to get. It's a 90-page document. And, for those who are able to afford the one-on-one session, we are able now to go in details on this. So I'm going to show you something real quick. So the link is up here. You can come on my page, Coach King. The link is here. When you click on it, you'll be able to see this document. When you purchase it here, when you click this, you'll be brought here. You will start here. Here's where all the questions, some of the questions are here. More questions are in here, the brand strategy coach, okay? So here are some of the questions that you're going to answer. It's borrowed from this concept called the reason for your why. And so it's a combination of what you love, what you're good at, what you can be paid for, and what the world needs. So you want to find something that is in the intersection of this. And I'll talk about this in another video. But you have some questions here that you can answer, yeah? This is where I go a little bit deeper with my one-on-one coaching sessions. And I think I'm going to do like group coaching and kind of like make it a little bit cheaper. I charge $500 for this because of the value that you get. But I think I'm going to go a little bit low and do like group coaching sessions. You guys just let me know if you want me to do that. And we go deep. I ask you deeper questions. There's a book that I bought. It's called The 7 Questions of the 7 Most Highly... I can't remember the name of it, but it gives me 7 questions that I'm able to go deep with each of the questions here. And especially sometimes when you ask, what are you really good at? Somebody gets stuck. I'm like, I don't know what I'm good at. But I'll go deeper and be like, okay, what are some of the things that you do at your job? At your church, what are some of the roles that you enjoy doing at your house, in terms of like financial affairs, who does the bills, all that stuff. I can be able to gather some of the skills that you might not think you're good at, and be able to pull out those answers from you, okay? So you'll go through all the 4 sets of questions. The one that I love the most is here. If you are invited to deliver a TED Talk for 100,000 and couldn't conduct any research on the subject, what insight or experience would you choose to share? I love that questions, and I always love that part brand strategy questions, because people are able to share a lot more. Here you'll be able to see some examples of my own personal answers. And so this is just the beginning. We have more questions. So for you to get a 90 page document, you need to answer a lot more questions than this, okay? So that's the first thing. You'll also get a freebie. I love this because it's gonna help you with mindset, especially when you're answering these questions. There's a lot of mindset that you need to shave off, limited mindsets. You know, you need to break all of that, yeah? And so I have some prompts here that you can just journal and go through. I have some verses, some belief systems that you need to be aware of so that you can catch them. You feel like I'm not qualified or I'm too late. Who am I to do this? I don't have enough experience. And these are things that I've coached my clients through. And so I wanted to put them in here so that you can be self-aware that these are going to come up as you are trying to answer this question. Okay? Then eventually this is where everything is going to be. When you hit start, it's going to start almost like coaching you. Okay? It's going to start coaching you and it's going to start asking you the questions. Yeah. So all you have to do is come paste them, you know. And so in the next video, I'm going to show you step by step and we're going to do like a live demo. But I wanted to show you that it's an interactive thing. If I say just basketball, wait and see what it's going to tell me. Beautiful. Thank you for starting. Let's go deeper so we can understand the why behind this love. This is how we uncover the thread of your divine assignment blueprint. So it's not going to just take any answer that you give it. It's going to kind of probe you and ask you more questions. Why do you love basketball? And then you're going to answer like, why, you know, and then again, it's going to go deeper so that you can give it like more answers. And so I need to go. I am late. But I just wanted to show you guys that. So look forward. I'll be dropping another video, maybe tonight, and we'll go like step by step and you guys will be able to see that. So hope you, I'm going to drop a link later. So look out for it, but you can go on my page and be able to grab the link over here and just go step by step. I know some of you have been asking for this and I just wanted to kind of like show you step by step how it works. All right. God bless you. Take care. I hope you take advantage of this before the year ends. All right. God bless you. Bye.